Hello people. Do you want to hit like a truck similar to the Titans and the lion handshakes of the Hunters? Or do you want to punch something for 200k? Or do you want a build that has so much synergy that it's mental? Then stick around whilst you become the one punch ball. So the grenade of choice is Storm Grenade. This thing hits like a truck, so why wouldn't we use it? As we've already got a close range slide melee attack, Ball Lightning is good for when you want to hit something at range. So the first aspect is Lightning Surge. What this does is when you slide, it will then create like a ball around you, which will then lightning everything around you, which is good. Whenever you jolt or blind a target, you become amplified. Pair this with the weapon that's got Volt Shot, and it's quite easily to sustain the amplified state. Again, as we've got a weapon that can jolt the targets, why not create more ion traces for yourself? Pair this with your abilities, and amplified will be really easy to sustain. So the next one is Spark of Frequency. So what this does is whenever you melee something, the weapon will reload quicker, and as the weapon has got a Volt Shot, which means that whenever you reload the weapon after a kill, it will jolt the next target. So this pairs really well with this build. So again, as we're killing things with this weapon, it will generate ion traces. You'll be jolting things that will generate ion traces, and paired this with the traces evidence. And sometimes you can get up to 4 ion traces per kill with this weapon, which is pretty good. As you're always in melee range, the chances are you're going to get punched. So why not charge your next punch up? So the exotic of choice is the Winter's Goal. So what this does is it will keep stacking your melee punches, so up to a ×5, which will give up to a 650% damage boost. This will last up to 5 seconds, so it's similar to Worm's Gods. Then you stack this with a 1-2 punch shotgun, which can stack up to 350% plus the 650. It's similar to like a 1000% damage increase. Not to mention that if you've got feedback up and running and you've got wireless striking, you can punch some pretty nutty numbers. And of course, because we're punching things, the one and only tractor cannon has to be out here, so this will debuff the target. In essence, gives you like a 30% damage boost. So on to the armor mods. So the first choice is heavy handed. Now that this has been fixed to work with like Lightning Surge, this is a really strong setup, as you're able to get 50% of your melee back whilst charged with light, and it also gives you ammo back to your shotgun if you're surrounded and you get a kill with it, which is pretty cool. And then the armor mod of choice is hands-on. As you're punching things, why not get super energy with it as well? So we've got Whirl of Ions. So what this does is when we pick up an arc grenade, our next melee punch will give a 30% boost. Paired this with the Monumental Transfer, so when we kill someone with a grenade, it will also give us melee energy back. So Battle for Wells, what this does is whenever you stack a well mod, it will also give you double of that. So for example, one melee well maker will give you 2 wells instead of 1. Paired this with whatever distance mods you need for the activity that you're in. And then we've got melee well maker, so whenever you punch things, you'll get a well. And then compared this with the 2 innovations, so whenever you pick up Orbs of Power, that also gives you melee energy. And finally, we've got Elemental Charge, so picking up those wells will give you Charge of Light. This works well with heavy-handed. And then we've got Amped Up, so we stayed amped up for 5 seconds longer for a total of 20 seconds. And then Trace Evidence, so whenever we defeat a target that's been affected by a arc debuff, we'll also get more ion traces. So let's talk about Brigand's Law. So this gun is really good for this setup. I've got Pugilist, which gives you melee energy on kills. Paired this with Volt Shot, and it's a good top up for when you're not quite full on a melee energy. So let's talk about the gameplay loop. The gameplay loop is really quite simple. You run up to a target, you keep punching them until you got ×5 of the buff on the arms. Then you go up to a yellow bar or a mini boss or even a boss, and then pull out your tractor cannon, followed by a 1-2 punch shotgun, followed by a fist, and you'll hit quite hard with it. So essentially all you've got to do at the start of a fight is go up, punch something so it gives you your well, and then go and shoot a few things with your gun so that the Volt Shot can proc the Pugilist, so that will then essentially give you your melee back. And then every time you go around and kill someone with a charged melee, that will also give you ion traces, which will then also top up your melee. Not to mention you'll be spewing out Orbs of Power as well, so that will also top up your melee energy, so it's quite hard to really run out. So yeah, that's my take on the Winter's Goal. You'll be running around punching things hard, and with the combination of the weapon that you can use, it'll be really hard to run out of melee energy. It's a unique gameplay. I've not really seen an exotic like this for the Warlock. So yeah, thank you for watching, and please like and subscribe, and leave a comment below if there's anything you would change, or even join the Discord and get involved. Again, thank you, and I hope you have a good day.